Good morning, guys, or whatever time it is you happen to be watching this. This is Dakota here, and in today's video, we're going to be taking the Bronco and the 392 to Moab. It's about an 18-hour drive. And what I figured we'd do is give you guys kind of a tour of our setup real quick, and then also give you guys a little bit of insight as to what they're like on a road trip, as well as gas mileage, because I think it's going to be pretty interesting because this is a smaller gas tank, but obviously it's a V6 twin turbo, has a larger gas tank, which is obviously a V8. So it's gonna be me and my pops that are doing it. Should be pretty fun, and like I said, just kind of fun to see which one gets better gas mileage. Probably this one, but anyways, let me show you guys kind of the setup here in the back. So this is the brief setup. As you guys, if you guys are familiar, I got the goose gear platform in here. Check that out, that's kind of cool. And the fridge, which is on a slide, and just kind of brought some basic stuff. So water jug for basically cleaning and washing your hands and whatnot is about 7 gallons. Pots and pans, some tables, sleeping pad, stove, shoes. You know, just kind of the basic stuff that you're gonna need. And like I said, I got the goose gear platform in there. Front 2 seats are good. Everything just fits kind of back here, so pretty solid. And then in the 392, we just got some of the, like, you know, the tent and some other little things. All right, so there you guys go. This is a quick tour of the setup. Nothing too crazy because you know, we're just basically threw stuff in the back. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started because we got a long drive. So we just did our first stop, which wasn't like we didn't run it down to an empty tank. We just pulled over to a gas station and then topped off. Once we get everything turned back on, we'll reset the trips and actually get started to see what kind of gas mileage we can get. I'm gonna go ahead and guess, and if you guys want to guess, go ahead. I think the Bronco is gonna get, I'm gonna say 18, and I think the Wrangler is gonna get 16. Who knows? But I think I have a pretty good shot of getting 18 or even better. I think the Wrangler, depending on what speed we do, because sometimes if you use the adaptive cruise control, it kicks down aggressively. Like if it slows down from 75 to 50, and then when it can go back up, it like hauls to get back up there. So we'll see. But yeah, let's get the road. Alright guys, so there's the Jeep. We just filled up both again, and I got 19.5 in the Bronco, and again doing about 75 miles an hour the whole way. And he got in the 392 17.5, so that's pretty solid. That's better than I was expecting for both of them. Yeah, we're gonna park up, get some lunch, and then probably switch vehicles. So we stopped at Russell's Travel Center right before we actually did our overnight stop, and this place was really cool. It has a museum in it with classic cars, all kinds of antiques, and they even have a old Willys Jeep that was really kind of cool to see and look at it. And you know, if you park that side by side next to like the 392, you can tell that they're both Jeeps, so that was pretty cool. All right, what's up guys? It is day 2. And we switched. I am driving the 392, and my pops is driving the Bronco. So we got a few more hours, probably about 4 more hours or so, I think, until we get to Moab, and then we're gonna try to figure out which campsite we want to do. Yeah, it's early, and I'm a little tired, but I have some C4. Now I'm awake. Not really. But anyways, yeah, I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit, and then once we get to actually where we're gonna camp, then my pops and I will kind of have a discussion about which one we feel is the better road tripper, the 392 or the Bronco.
I get to full speed, do a little bit of steering check. Over the swerving.
All right, guys, so after spending 18 hours going up and then 18 hours coming back in both the vehicles, we kind of came up with a solution after we got to the campsite. So best MPG, first of all, in the Bronco was basically 21 miles to the gallon. That was on the way back. That was on the way down because obviously I'm at sea level here in Texas. And so coming down from, anywhere from 5,000 to 7,000 feet of elevation, coming back down, we were able to get a little bit better gas mileage. But as we got closer to Texas, we got a headwind and we never saw that number again. The 392 was able to get about 19 and some change. I want to say it was like 19.3 or something like that on the way back. So almost 20 miles to the gallon, which is pretty solid. Both of them range-wise were within 15 miles of each other. We actually did almost run out of gas once, which was hilarious. On our phones, it only showed like one spot that was like 26 miles away, which is what the Bronco said I had left, and I think the Wrangler said it had like 20 miles left. But about 10 miles later, there was a spot where we could fill up, so that was kind of funny. So range-wise, I'd say we were all over 300 to 320, sometimes even 350 miles of range on a tank. And as far as comfort goes, both vehicles were very comfortable. The Bronco has really comfortable seats, has a bit more on-road safety features, like for example, 360 cameras, the lane keep assist where it will actually turn the wheel for you if you start to drift out of the lane. The Wrangler doesn't have stuff like that. The Wrangler though, because it's the 392 and also being the 4-door, rides fantastically and has plenty of power and is also super quiet. And compared to say my 2-door, both of these were way better at this drive than my 2-door. My 2-door lacked the power and it wasn't as comfortable because of that shorter wheelbase and the narrower width compared to say like the Bronco. Whereas both of these vehicles, the Bronco being turbocharged, you never felt it really like it was struggling to do anything, plus it has 10 speeds. The 392, even if you use the basic calculation for about, I think it's like 1,000 feet and you lose like 3% of power for a naturally aspirated engine. So like worst case scenario, the Jeep was still making well over 350 horsepower. At our peak. I think we peaked at like 7,000 feet of elevation, then we started to come back down to about 5,500 or so. Either way, way more power. Neither one of them ever struggled to maintain 75 miles an hour. So comparing the two, which one would we rather do that drive in again? I think both of us were kind of in agreement that we'd probably take the Wrangler just because the Bronco doesn't ride like bad or anything, but it also is a lot louder. So out of the two, which one are you more tired when you get out of? It's, again, when you're talking about that long of a drive, regardless of what you drive, you're gonna be tired, but I think we just preferred the slightly quieter interior of the 392, and you were basically, even despite having a much larger engine, we were getting the same. We were able to get the same range. Obviously, I know it has a larger fuel tank. I think we both kind of agreed that's the one we would rather go with. However, between 2-door Wrangler and 2-door Bronco, we would much rather be in the Bronco on a road trip like that because it is that much better. They're very close, but at the end of the day, we just decided we would rather be in the 392, mainly because it is a little bit quieter when you're not getting on the gas, because then that changes everything. And you're not sacrificing any ride or power. But anyways, guys, with that being said, like I said, I just figured since it was an 18-hour drive up there and back, I figured why not do a video on how they are and fuel economy. And like I said, compared to my 2-door JL, the last time I did it, these were both better in every single way. There you guys have it. The next videos after this will be when we're actually out at Moab and we're doing some off-roading. Like I said, I just figured since we were going to be spending 36 hours en route and back, I figured might as well just have some type of filming going on. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys maybe learned something about them. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe. And if you do subscribe, click that bell notification so you get notified for more videos like the next two that will be about both of them kind of going off-road and hitting the trails, and also some dunes and maybe a little bit of drag racing. Anyways, guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.